Oh, welcome into the living room on 938 Live. You with me, Justine Moss. Now, having both worked as actors for more than a decade in Singapore and in Hollywood projects, Christian Lee and Jason Chan are now focused on building the local entertainment industry and raising the standard of English dramas here. So instead of complaining about what perhaps the industry lacks, the lads have decided to do something about it, presenting What Do Men Want? It's their first series, and it marks the beginning of them giving back to the industry that has given them so much. Welcome, guys.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning.
Great to have you here. What do women want? Well, men want, rather.
What do men... men want to know what women want. Is that right, Jason?
Okay.
It's true. They want a lot of things, and in this particular series, I think we're exploring what men think they want, actually, more than what they want. I think ultimately men and women all want to find the ultimate partner. They want satisfaction from their life, and but they may go about doing that in the wrong ways, and I think that's what's interesting about the series.
Well, it sounds very interesting. I mean, it's just to give a quick overview. It's Jimmy and Bob are two struggling actors. They're best friends. They're flatmates, doing anything they can to make it in the acting business, and they often get more than they bargain for. But ultimately, what they really want is love. So, when you were thinking about this series, is it? I mean, obviously, some of it rings true to home.
Yes. I mean, most writers come right from experience. The fact that we were both struggling actors, and all the stories you hear and all the anecdotes of just being an actor, thought it would make great drama. So we'd always wanted to do a web series based off the premise of two struggling actors, just because it was easier for us to execute, being that we could just star in our own thing. And really, this project was kind of a swan song for us, because we said, okay, anything you'd ever wanted to act scene-wise with a partner, let's sort of write that down and flesh that out into a series. So that's how it primarily started, was just that was the easiest thing we could sort of get our teeth onto, and just said, yeah, this will make good drama, and we're quite content with how it came out.
Fantastic. Well, of course, it will be shown, I think, in March or April. And also, it has some international recognition, Christian, which you let me know about just recently, with an official selection nod.
Yes, we just heard last week that we were officially selected in the fourth and final round to the LA Web Fest 2014. Now, this is the oldest and biggest festival for web series. So we got nominated for Best Drama, which was quite a nice surprise for us. I mean, I think for us it was a kind of a breath of relief, because the series hasn't come out yet. We've seen it lots, and we've gotten great feedback from the executives here at MediaCorp, but it was nice to have the international community say, hey, this is something that could compete, and then I don't know. We'll find out what happens next month.
That's great news. But now let's just go back in time a little bit. Christian, you're originally from the US,
yes,
and
that's right.
Jason, you're originally from Malaysia, but you were raised in Australia.
That's right.
And you studied at NIDA, which, of course, is the premier drama academy in Australia, isn't it?
Well, other people may argue with you, but it's one of the premier institutions for acting. Along with, I think, WAPA and VCA. But yes, I had a fantastic time there. It was almost, I think, 13 years ago now, so it's a long time ago, but it was a fantastic time.
Yeah.
Totally recommend it.
And then you moved to the US after that?
No, I actually started in Power Rangers Ninja Storm, which was with the ABC and Disney at the time. And that was shot in New Zealand, and the reason why we got an opportunity was because we were actors from Australia and New Zealand. So I was involved with that for a year, and then I came out to Singapore on and off doing acting projects, and loved the lifestyle here. So eventually ended up moving here, and wanted to put my roots down here and create something for myself.
Yeah.
I think that's where Christian and I sort of got together and decided to make a production company.
Fantastic. BananaMana Films.
BananaMana Films.
BananaMana is that
yes,
female
that
group.
female group. One of my favorites. Christian, tell us a little bit about your background.
Let's see. So I was raised in just outside San Francisco. I got my acting career started in New York, so I studied with a gentleman by the name of William Esper. And then off of a mentor's recommendation, Randall Kim, who had done some SRT productions here, he told me about Singapore and how enjoyable his experience was here. So I said, okay, I've always loved traveling, and I have to come out to Asia. I guess being third generation Chinese and just having a thirst for just wondering what Asia's like, I had to get out of the U.S. So when I came in 2000, Hosan Liang, believe it or not, showed me around, introduced me to everybody, and like within 3 days, I landed my first acting job, which was Beatrice Chia's directing debut, which was Shopping in Effing. I think I can say Effing, which is a fantastic experience.
Wow.
Then it snowballed. What turned out to be, let's just see what it's like for 2 weeks, turned into straight 9 months of nonstop work. Taking on romantic leads, leading parts, and as an actor, you just want to build a body of work. You want to just have the opportunity to flex those muscles, to learn, to expand. So when I went back to New York, unfortunately, 9/11 happened, and at that point, I think it was tough for everybody. I just had a thirst to come back to Asia, and I needed to get back here. I just loved it. Like Jason, I very much fell in love. So when I came back out, once again, got the career started, and it was just this fantastic, empowering feeling to be able to do what you love. So as my acting instructor once told me, you have to go where the work is. So if you go to LA or New York, mine was Singapore, and that was my calling. I came here, and now that I've planted my roots here, it feels very comfortable.
That's fantastic, guys. Well, let's go back to this series, What Do Men Want? As I said, it will be airing on MediaCorp's Toggle.sg sometime in March or April.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. And I mean, in terms of, you said, of course, as writers, there were lots of things that inspired you, but did you also get inspiration from friends, from family?
Absolutely, and we can't really say where in which episodes.
Okay.
No names.
I shared a house for many years with actors all the way through NIDA, and then many years ongoing after that. So some of my best friends had a lot of stories about love and life and the struggle in their careers as actors too. So it was very much not only biographical for me and Christian, I think. It was based on a lot of stories that we were very close to. Yeah.
Is there a significant episode that just stands out for both of you?
Which would for me, I think it would be episode 9, which we called Midlife Crises. Although I haven't had a midlife crisis, I don't think Jason has either. We're not that old yet, right?
Say, you're still young.
We're still young. Well, looks say it all. But I think what was great about that episode, and we very much wrote this into the script, is that whole conflict between doing what you love and your passion, and being realistic about the expectations of what society puts on you in terms of, well, you should have a job that pays this much, and then add a little bit of fire or a fuel to the fire, which is, what do women want? And the one character that I guess that we both sort of respect and have crushes on is torn between an investment banker and maybe somebody who's living life passionately, who she has a connection with. So all throughout that whole theme of that episode is struggling with that conflict of your head or your heart, and actually that is a main theme that runs through all 13 episodes.
Fantastic. And Jason, how about you? Anything that...
No, I think that echoes exactly what I've been thinking too. I mean, Pavan Singh, who acted our character of Charles, who is kind of the competitor to the characters, and who gets our love interest most of the way through the series. He has a lot of conversations with us that talks about what other people expect of him, and then what women should expect of us. And I remember him saying all the time, well, these things that are where you're complaining about actors and not having steady work and no investments and where's their future, and they're just all about passion. He says, this is just like my conversation with Dad. This is horrible. I don't want to read this. This is
too real.
It's really real. And I think we've all lived through that as actors. So it really strikes home.
I'm speaking with Christian Lee and Jason Chan, and they are both actors, having lived in Singapore for a number of years. They've also starred in Hollywood productions as well. We'll come back and talk more about their series What Men Want in just a moment on The Living Room. Back to The Living Room on 938 Live. You're with me, Justine Moss, and I'm speaking with Christian Lee and Jason Chan. Now, guys, I did just call you actors earlier, just actors, and in fact, if I look at your bios, they're so impressive. I mean, Jason, your Green Power Ranger that you mentioned from the Power Rangers, Ninja Storm, and Christian, Kung Fu Killers and Marco Polo.
Yes.
But of course, you're much more than actors with this series, What Men Want, this Media Corp series, aren't you? You basically have done everything.
Yeah, well,
pretty much.
I'll speak on behalf of Jason.
Yes.
Our foundations, actually, before actors, was Jason was a doctor. He was actually still a certified doctor. And then myself came from being a talent agent and learning sort of the business, very hands-on business-oriented. Then we became actors. And when we decided that as an actor, as a piece in the puzzle for storytelling, it's one that doesn't really have that much control. You're given a script and you have to audition for it, and whether you like the script or not, you take it or you negotiate your wage. And if the director says no, you have to do the script just as is, then you have to live his vision. So when we knew that, well, ultimately why we became actors was because we love storytelling, trying to find the universal human condition and express that out to have people reflect on their own lives. That's when we knew it all starts with the writing, and part of the reason we had said that we don't want to complain about the industry, we want to just contribute, and that mainly comes from it starts with writing. And if we don't start doing that and making the mistakes and investing there, then we're just waiting around for a job, and then when it comes and we don't like the script, complain about it. We have to empower ourselves to start with the writing and try and raise that standard within ourselves and hopefully within the local community. And then along with that, to see the vision all the way through, from writing to being a director to producing, casting it, and then, well, in this case, acting in it and then editing it. Jason, I don't want to go on and on. It mostly had to do with budgetary constraints, but what we realized was we learned an awful lot, and it was a fantastic experience to see the creative vision all the way through.
And we loved it. I mean, ultimately it was fun. And not everyone enjoys sitting there, on a 16-hour day editing till 2 a.m. in the morning, but we absolutely loved it. And I didn't know that I could actually compose all the music for it, but once I started, I really couldn't stop. I absolutely loved it. So we have to add that
Yeah, very much.
it is fun.
And you did some of the shooting. I read that in both your homes, on the street, with sort of a few outdoor scenes with cafes, etc.
Yeah, I mean, once again, due to budgetary constraints, we had to utilize what was available to us, so we used both our homes. Thank you to my dear wife and kids who allowed us to shoot there. And then Jason, of course, his place is where we set the two bachelors who are flatmates. But also that kind of lent itself to having the convenience. We never had to work on our schedules because we were there all the time, whether it was directing or acting. And then we were just always at Jason's house, so we could actually get through a lot of the scenes in a quick amount of time, and that was very empowering as well.
Fantastic. So what are you hoping the audiences are going to get out of watching this series? I mean, what do you want people to take away from it? Any particular message or...?
To follow your heart, I guess, is the main message about what you want to do in life, both in terms of career as well as finding a partner.
Also, I mean, I think we found some real gems in terms of the acting talent here, and especially with our crew. A shout out to them. These were crew that we trained up sort of with our workflow, because we sort of went against the grain of how the hierarchy happens with production. And we just said, this is how we've learned how to do it. We could be breaking all the rules, but it works. And they were fantastic. These were young either graduates or just going into NS, and they were just hungry and thirsty. And I feel that's a real reflection of the new media students that exist.
Yes.
Even if they've studied something else, they're completely hands-on. They're empowered. They're watching YouTube videos to learn everything and anything about production. And we sort of embrace this whole revolution of utilizing technology to create and empower yourself and do great things. So we'd love the message to be, one, just don't wait, create, just get in there and do it. And two, Singapore has a fantastic talent pool that might not get tapped into, and hopefully we provide the opportunities for those actors. I mean, there's Vera Ng, and Gloria Nim, who played the two female leads. Fantastic, and I'm not sure what exactly their body of work was, but when we had an open call, and when they executed the lines, I mean, for us being both actors and directors, we just knew right away that we could work with that, and they understood the script, and that we didn't have to maybe lower the script in any way from or how should I put this?
Yeah.
We didn't have to direct.
They really brought a lot.
Fantastic, gosh! And just quickly, guys, anything coming up for your next production? Have you thought about your next, or you just like taking a big deep breath?
We are thinking. We're currently writing our next production and also pitching. So we do have some interest in. But it's hard. It's the writing part is very, very difficult. So we're going through that difficult stage now, with marketing as well as writing for the new series.
Oh, fingers crossed. Well, I really look forward to this new series, What Men Want, popping up on Toggle.sg.
Correction, What Do Men Want?
What do men want? What did I say again?
What men want.
Beg your pardon, Christian. What do men want? Popping up on MediaCorp's Toggle.sg sometime in March and April. Do look out for it. It looks absolutely hilarious. And guys, I'm very much looking forward to it.
Thank you very
so
much.
Thanks so much for your time in the living room.
Monkey see, monkey like, monkey do. BananaMana Films.